so much for sitting down with me and for joining us today. So much to talk about, so much richness that's happening within Namibia. But I wanted to start here. Namibia currently has one of the highest levels of unemployment on the continent of Africa. South Africa, of course, has the most. How has the current situation with Russia and Ukraine affected your country?
Thank you very much. Let me first thank the ruler of this country who invited me to be here, and also Bloomberg, giving me this opportunity. But firstly, I would like to talk about what I think is a problem in Namibia, that of inequality. Whether other situations happen now or so on, there was inequality. We had apartheid, the ruling Namibia for a long time. We waged a war of liberation, and therefore we freed the country. Now our aim is to unite our people, because exclusivity spells conflict, inclusivity spells harmony. I believe in that. So we have to be inclusive in governance, and therefore include everybody, tribe, race, to run Namibia. We're trying to do that. Without that, you can talk about addressing poverty, creating jobs, if there is no good governance architecture, that of what I call third wave African leaders. Because Africans used to have first wave leaders who were very important people who told us to get up and fight for our freedom. That is Kwame Nkrumah, Sekou Touré, and that, like little gods, highly respected. Second wave were caught up in a Cold War confusion, one-party state, military coups, and so on. The third wave leaders are coming. They're not big people. Physically, I'm big, but I'm not Mandela or Semnyoma. So we come through constitutional means, honoring term limits, come through democratic process, honoring term limits, dealing with processes, systems, and institutions. So that if I agree with you today, as I'm in government, come and invest there in that country, and I go, it shouldn't stop.
Right.
But there will be processes, systems, and institutions, our courts.
Right.
Our courts are very independent. So that's what I will start with. As for current situation that is happening, before this happened, Africa had problems.
The war.
Before the war you are referring to, Africa had problems. We had this inequality question, separation. We were dealing with that. It was not caused by the war. We had whites who had all the privileges, blacks who were left out. Now we are saying we cannot chase the whites out or grab from them and give to the blacks. Let's hold hands and build our country together. That's what we've been doing.
Dig into that a little bit more, because if, of course, the situation was not great prior to the war, but I imagine there has been an impact and something that you, during your term, have had to respond to. So can you dig into some of the initiatives that you have tried to address when it comes to unemployment, when it comes to inequality?
Yeah, I want to make it very clear. Not because of the war, which just started. We have been in that country now, ruling it for about 32 years. And I'm dealing with the systemic inequality that is caused by racial apartheid practices. We are addressing that. We therefore address the education, because education is the key to everything. We put people to schools, but that, what we have done, causes trouble now. Because when people get degrees, they don't have jobs. So they are now having degrees and they are in the streets. It is the thing I have to address before the war even started. And that's why I'm saying inequality everywhere, before the war, everywhere. Inequality is not good. But Africa is left out in certain things, not because of war, before the war. There are Africans who were killed in Africa. We didn't react the way we are reacting now for the African lives. Even during this war, when Africans were trying to cross, some were stopped, not to go to Poland. I don't want to go to that. Let's talk about Namibia, because if you take me there, I will talk a lot.
Well, I mean, part of the situation that has gotten worse, and we know that it has gotten worse, is the climate situation. How has that affected Namibia?
Namibia is highly affected. Right now, I was told it was raining and snowing in a desert. Namibia is affected by climate change. It's a semi-desert country, by huge drought and field fires and so on are taking place. Therefore, also coming now to a new dispensation, we are thinking of now dealing with new things. First, we have a big dam that we have created to provide agriculture in the south, which is dry. And now also we are thinking of having new ways of doing things, thinking of the green hydrogen. We want to be champions in that one. We have started, we already offered some people to give us their positions, how they are going to benefit Namibians. So they are going to work, they are going to give us their proposals, and we are going to let them go on. It's still open, but that's a new thing that everybody is interested in, and we are willing to welcome them.
How do you ensure that Namibians are going to benefit off of that and bigger producers aren't going to come in?
That's the point. When people are offering what they can do, we have conditions. What are you going to do for Namibians? How many Namibians, role of Namibians, and so on. And what they can also do, the ordinary person. Not only creating jobs, but what they can do as a good citizen, corporate citizen.
And where does there's your water. Where does oil fit into that as well? Because we've also heard some discussions around Shell and other bigger producers coming in. Are you having any discussions with them, or where are you at this point in time in producing some of these reserves?
We are very lucky towards the end. When I came here, I was told that people have discovered oil and gas. Now, what we are trying, we're supposed to get off this fossil fuel. We are discovering some big numbers, and we are saying there's no contradiction. The green hydrogen thing is a long-term thing, maybe about 20, 30 years. This one will be shorter term, and definitely we welcome that. I told the Total and those who discovered oil there, with the Qatari government, that we are very happy about that. We must see how the oil cannot be a curse. It must benefit Namibian people and also those who are invested.
What are you telling them to ensure that that is happening?
Well, I'm not telling them to say give Namibians shares now. I'm just saying basic, not me, not us who are the Nova rich. It should be common people. So the housing schemes could be created, it could be creating jobs for them, not just to sit and ask for handouts. But they are going to create jobs, they will employ our people, they will train them. Already, German government gave us 40 million euros so that we can now train our people in the new energy transition, and also to set up an institution to train Namibians on green hydrogen. These are the things we are using.
Is that in the short term, or is that in the long term when you
Well, it will be short and long term. Short term because we have to prepare. It's a new concept. It's a new approach.